Okay, last week we did a video about a survey that Luba did with the woman that she is coaching about what they want in a relationship, and what they said was not really very true, was it? It wasn't very useful for that information. What they were saying is that the traits that they were saying were add-ons to the core traits a man should have. So we covered that in the last video, so go back and have a look. So in this video here, I want to talk to you guys about being the alpha in a relationship. Now, what I want to say first is I hate this alpha beta bullshit. Like, it's gone on for too long, and it's so the words are misused and nobody really understands what it means. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, but also you want to speak about...
Yeah, I wanted to say that, why we came up with an idea of this video. I think that behind the scene, why we're creating these topics, it's important to know that there's real people, it's real stories of our clients. And what happened, like for the last 3 years, we've been working remotely. So before in Ukraine, we was working offline with the clients. Then like when the war started, we started working remotely. And now more and more guys see the value and they come to date here in Valencia. So they bring their ladies, no matter if she's in Ukraine, in Poland, they bring them to Valencia. And we with Striker start to analyze successful, meetings and less successful meeting, let's say that. And we realized that there are certain moments that needs to be done, not inside the relationship. It's not about like even our Ignite tour. It's what the man needs to be prepared before he starts dating a woman in order to be successful. And then he doesn't need to come to Valencia, he can go somewhere else. But having this trait, I don't know, is it traits or how would you say it? Like having these habits, even like habits, I would say,
okay,
that would lead him to a successful relationship, and that would make absolutely any lady that he wants attracted to him. So what it is. Guys, I would like to invite you to our meetup, our rendezvous, 10th of May. Me and Striker are going to New York City, and we're gonna meet with you there. We're gonna have a Ukrainian lunch, and we're gonna speak about relationship with the Slavic ladies. We're also gonna bring our game together, and everybody will get a box. To sign up, link in description below.
Okay, so we're going to use the word alpha here, even though I hate it. The reason that I hate the word alpha and beta, and even though people throw this word around because they've seen it on some YouTube channel, the reason that I hate this term is because alpha and beta is purely situational, right? In the world that we live in today, it's purely situational. For example, you may think a guy who is like jacked with tattoos and goes to the gym and he's quite aggressive perhaps, that he is the alpha. Okay, well if you take that guy out of the gym, where he may be well respected for what he has achieved, and you put him in a room with guys who are developers or programmers, well, not only is he going to be not the alpha, he's going to be virtually invisible. Now that's kind of an extreme case, right? But I'm saying that so you understand. So if you're walking around saying, I am the alpha, I've got an alpha mentality, it's like, in what sense? Maybe with your friends, maybe when you're sitting alone by yourself, or maybe with a group of other people who have achieved less than you, right? Then you are the alpha. So what we're going to talk about here is being the alpha within a relationship, right? Because that becomes the new environment. Whether you're an alpha in other aspects of your life, it doesn't, like, who cares? It only cares to the people that are around you and who you want to be respected by, right? So is that clear? Good. So in the relationship, it's actually really easy to do this. And we know this because we've had so many clients, especially seeing them in action on tours when they come over to Europe, or more so now in Valencia. This is all you need to know to be the alpha in a relationship to impress a woman. Now, this may be useful for a Western woman, but I think that, some of those core traits that a Western woman looks for is different from, say, a Ukrainian woman.
What is important to understand in this is that you're not just making her impress, you're actually building one of the most important feelings in her, and we will discuss that when we finish discussing it. So it's not about impressing, because some guys say, what's she gonna do? Like, I heard that already, like, what's she gonna do to impress me? It's not to impress her, it's to create this feeling that every single lady is really looking for, and you can achieve it only by following the next steps. Okay, so number one,
so this is what you need to be alpha in a relationship with a Ukrainian woman. Super simple. Okay, number one, planning and foresight. Okay, so when you're with her, inside that relationship, can be at the start, midway through, at the end, whatever, hopefully not at the end, is planning and foresight. So if you want something to happen, you need to plan it very well. You need to have foresight of what is going to happen in case something goes wrong, okay? Plan A's, plan B's, plan C's, whatever. You need to be organized. So if you're not organized, you can't achieve those things, right? I'm saying this from the point of view from her. She's watching you, okay? To see if you have those core traits, not the cherries on the top that we talked about in the last video, but the core traits that she would want, that she needs in a man. Okay, the next one is competency to carry out those things. Are you able to carry out those things? You're planning to have an amazing adventure together. You've organized everything, but were you competent enough to carry it out and successfully do it? Right? Okay, so quite simple. The next one is, and it encompasses these as well, which is solving problems. Can you solve problems? We spoke about this in depth on the last video about solving problems. All these red pill channels, manosphere channels say it doesn't matter as long as you're tall and you've got the 666, nothing else matters. Well, I'm telling you, it does, okay? Unless you want to appear a big, tall, bumbling idiot that spends all his time doing sit-ups in the gym and you can't solve the most simplest of problems when you're with a woman, she's not going to be attracted to you. Her attraction for you will go off a cliff. So if you can do these, right? And as men, our brains are wired to do this. This is how we've managed to survive for so many thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. It's a survival of the fittest. The ones that can do this are the ones that have their bloodline carried on. Okay? There's got to be the alpha in the relationship, right? So if you continue to do those things and you get results with women, or you start to get results with women, you will become confident, right? Confidence comes from doing the same thing over and over again, getting a desired result, right? And then you feel confident about it. This is really, really important. They always say, you know, if you're with a woman, you just have to be confident. Well, how can you become confident if you've never done it before? You need to do these things and become confident, okay? This is how to be the alpha in a relationship.
And you know what feeling, guys, this will bring to us women? It's the feeling of security. It's the most desirable feeling that the woman wants to have with her man. And we see it so many times. When the guy comes and he has his trip planned, if he's organized, he knows what they're doing, where they're going, how to get there, and etc. When the guy is competent to carry that, really competent, because sometimes it's difficult, different language, it's different, you know, circumstance, different currency, everything. But if the guy is prepared and he is like mature about that, without like, oh my God, like, oh, this waiter like didn't bring me the right food, but he's mature about that, you know, then, and he can solve like little problems, you know, okay, these tickets didn't upload, or these tickets, you know, it was for the wrong date. He can fix it fast. Then the lady is like feeling, wow, she's feeling that the guy is leading a relationship, that the guy can provide security, and she feels finally relaxed. You know, we put here that, you know, security is not necessarily like comfortableness. So, you know, comfortable, you start feeling a bit later when you bring this emotional connection between each other. So when you have this, you start feeling you know, more comfortable, you can discuss different topics. But at the beginning, it's a little bit tough, but at the same time, it's very easy. That you need to be competent for preparing for your trip. That's all you need. That's all requirements. Because unfortunately, what I see sometimes, guys rely on the women. So if the lady live in Germany, the guy go to Germany, and he thinks that, you know, because she's already living there, she should prepare something, she should arrange. But today in the morning, I got a message from one of our ladies, and the guy is actually coming to Valencia. And this guy decided to arrange surprise even for me, because I recommend him some places to visit. But she said, Luba, I don't know, he's coming. Should I prepare something? Should I think of something? Because he said that everything is set up. And she said, like, I'm so excited. I have no idea what he prepared. And, you know, she lives here. But I always say there's always places that the lady who lives in this particular city or country, she never been, because she lives here everyday life. And arranging something unusual, it's so much easier than you think. And, you know, he didn't even come yet, but she already have this like urge, you know, she has this like, interesting. And that will bring her security once he will accomplish that.
Yeah, I mean, Lou was talking about it there in like kind of like a short-term first meeting type of scenario. But this applies to your relationship in general, regardless of whether where you're meeting, or even just as it goes into a longer-term relationship. This is who you should be. This is not an act. This is not something that you should try to remember and look at your notes while you're with her. This is who you should be. And if you can be this person, you are the alpha in the relationship. And I'm sure if you were like this in other areas of your life, you would also be the same as well. What Lou was saying there about being comfortable, people use the word comfortable as if it's one thing. There are different levels or different facets of being comfortable. In some sense, you want her to be comfortable, that she feels comfortable with you, that she can talk to you about things and be open. But in another sense, you want her to be a little bit uncomfortable because she's worried that you might leave her someday. And, you know, and that's going to keep that attraction there with her. So there's different levels of that. The word, that's why I hate the word comfortable. But that's pretty much That's pretty much that.
It's
That's
a
all my
little
notes.
formula. I think that it's just a little formula that you need to follow along the line of the
Yeah, it's
relationship, because sometimes the guys, and I know that maybe you guys think, oh, you know, why all the responsibility on us men, right? Like, and we discussed with you that as well. But like, that is not that difficult once you practice that. And Striker is right. You know, confidence coming with experience. And maybe your first date won't be good. Maybe second date won't be good. And third one maybe would be better. But then once you feel that vibe, you will feel it and you will do it.
Yeah, all of
problem.
this, if you go right back to the very start, what we said, like planning and foresight, all of this can't happen without you deciding that it's going to happen. When we do our level up coaching, whenever we speak to the guys on the first, either on the first coaching session or even before that, I say the person that you want to be, who you're not now, is all in your head. That is it. It is 100% in your head. And actually, we had a recent example of, we were giving some coaching to a guy, and he did a little bit of this. But the reaction from her, do you remember? The reaction from her was, oh my God, wow, this man has he's got everything sorted. And he realized it. He realized that that little shift in his mindset and a little bit of coaching, he did something small and he got a reaction from
Like
her,
that.
you know? And I say that women can train men. Like, you know, they don't realize it, but they can train men. Now he says to us, I understand it. I get what you're talking about and how she all of a sudden like wanted me more because I did this. The person that you want to be throughout all this is 100% in your mind, even through confidence and all that. It's just the way that your mind interprets the situation and tells you what you can and can't do. It's that is it. It's so simple.
Very simple.
Hopefully that helped you guys. And you know, the whole alpha beta thing, it's all situational. This is how you kill it in a relationship. It's so simple.
Subscribe to our social media in link description below, and we see you there.
See ya.